All right, so this is reviewing solving two-step equations. Okay, when dealing with integers, remember that if they are the same sign, you just simply add the integers together. -3 and -4, -3 and -4 is -7, right? And remember that -4 is the same as adding -4. It's the same. Subtracting, we just go ahead and, if they're different signs, just go ahead and subtract them. So over here, they're the same sign, add them up. Keep the sign. If they're different signs, go ahead and subtract them. So 5 take away 2 is 3, and there's more positive. There's more positive, therefore the answer is positive. If there's more negative, subtract it. 8 take away 6 is 2, but it's going to be a -2. And 7 take away 2 is 5, but there's more negative. So the answer would be negative. Now sometimes you'll see like we have a double negative or subtracting a minus. That's like a big plus. That's like the same as adding. And then whenever it comes to multiplying, just think of two negative signs cancel. Now it's the signs we're talking about, not the numbers, the signs. So right here, there's one negative sign, -3 times 2. The answer is going to be negative. You just multiply, 3 times 2 is 6, but there's one negative, the answer is negative. 3 times 2 is 6, but there's two negative signs. Two negative signs means they cancel. The opposite of negative is positive. And the same thing with division. One negative, negative, two negatives, they cancel. But remember, you first have to multiply or divide first. Then just count the signs, the symbols. Now in equations, there's always a left side and a right side. If you want to, you can just draw a line there. Whatever you do to this side, you have to do the other side. All right, we first want to get rid of the constant. That's -7. So I do the opposite. I add 7 to both sides. That's 0. This is 2x. 7 and -1. 6. Then you can look at the answer and tell, but if you did not know, you would simply divide by 2. You want to do the opposite operation. This is times x. So, x times 2, so I would just divide by 2. But you have to do it to both sides. 2 goes in the 6 3 times. Remember, you can always check it by plugging the number in to see if it works. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 7 is -1. It works. Okay, we have a left and right side. First step is to get rid of the constant. So I'll subtract 3. This is the constant. I do the opposite of adding. I subtract. That's gone. I'll bring down the others. Excuse me. 15 take away 3. You can see your answer right now, but if you cannot see the answer, your step would be to divide by 6. And that gives us 2. Take 2, plug it in, you get your answer. Let's see, 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. It works. Okay, whatever you do to the left, do to the right. First, get rid of the constant. That's -9, so we need to add 9. That's gone. That leaves us, that's 0. 15 and 9. Okay, now next step is to get rid of the -4. How do we do that? It's times, so you would divide by the same number. See, that becomes 1. So now we have -4. That's gone. X equals 4 goes in there, 6. and there's 1 negative. Okay, you have a left and a right side. First step, get rid of the constant. That's -8, so I would, or -8, so I would add 8. To make that 0, I'd have to add 8. That's gone. Bring down this, that's 12x equals -20 and 8. They're different, so subtract them. 20 take away 8 is 12, and there's more negative. Next, you need to get rid of this 12 on this 12 right there. That's 12 times, so you do the opposite. That's gone. Leaves you with just x. 12 goes into 12 one time, and there's 1 negative. Okay, an equation, we have a left and right side. First, get rid of the constant over here. This is +6, so I will subtract 6 to make that 0. But you have to be fair, do it to both sides. That's 0. Bring both of this down, the negative and the x. Then we have 15 minus 6. We're not done, because that's the invisible 1 right there. That's -1x. To get rid of the -1, divide by -1, right? That'll reduce these down to 1, and 1 times x is simply x. So that's gone. You have just x. 1 goes into 9 times, and there's 1 negative.